So what else did we tweak on the final setup? Not a lot really. So we used the theta servos. So all the main control surfaces are all got theta servos in. One of the really nice things about the theta servos is the programming option. So there is a programmer that you can get for them, and this basically gives you the option to go in and connect to the servo, and you can zero the default position. So instead of using subtrim, which tends to cause offset problems with the movements, you can zero it right on the servo itself, and you can reverse them. So if you're a little bit low on channels, then you could use a Y lead on something like flaps perhaps, and if you did that, it would allow you to reverse the one servo independently of the other. We used the Spectrum iX20 SE. You've seen in the build videos previously. If you haven't, just go back to some of the previous videos, but the sequencer for the undercarriage is all set up on the transmitter itself. Synapse gyro, that basically is was all set up in the first flight. That was really quick and easy to do. So we do it on the knob on the top here. So this knob is actually just set up for the gain, and we just rotated it, put the model through a few stab maneuvers left and right, up and down. There's an excellent Horizon Hobby video on that, and we had that dialed in within probably 3 minutes of the first flight, and we haven't touched it since. So that's now locked into a switch, so we can just switch the gyro on or off. Movements, so we ended up with we set it up to the maximum on the book, which the maximum movement pretty much maxes the bevels out, but we didn't need that much. So we've got a mid-rate setting which we fly on with sort of 2/3 of the movement. There's a little bit of up trim, which seems to be common to many, and we had a few clicks of left on the roll, but nothing much at all. So what we did have though on the final setup was a bit of a weird thing on the CG, not matching the build manual. So in the build manual it states here that it should be 18 to 30 millimeters in front of the main undercarriage. We were getting a much larger figure than that. So we're at 79 millimeters. That's fully wet, ready for flight. And we haven't really built anything any different to any other ones that we've seen. So all our battery locations are in the same place, and we couldn't really work out why that was such a large difference. So we've reached out to a few other people who've flown these, and the general consensus is that the CGs are coming out further forward than that, and it's absolutely not a problem. So we found a couple of other slight anomalies. So in here, the actual length of the plane isn't 103.2 inches, it's actually 100.8. So I don't know whether that affects it. So maybe the final model came out a little bit different in dimensions, and that's affected the calculation. And also the distance between the wheels is about 10 millimeters out as well. So it's only 10 millimeters, but these all add up to that CG number being a little bit different. So ultimately we've ended up with the CG basically on these rivet detail here, and it's bang on the wing tube. So our CG is 79 millimeters, and it's exactly on the wing tube. So how did we arrive at the CG figures? Well, we borrowed one of my good friends a set of LogicRC scales. So these 3 cup units, one sits under each wheel, and they Bluetooth back to your mobile phone, and you can see the weight on each wheel, and then it calculates the CG offset as well by putting in the dimensions. If you don't have access to something like that, and they are expensive, but they are very, very good if you've got a lot of setups to do, definitely worthwhile. But this is the budget version. So some kitchen scales, and if you want to check the accuracy, you can stick a 2-litre jug of water on there. Should weigh 2 kilos. A litre of water is a kilo, so it's very easy to check the accuracy of them. These are pretty good. and then these two bits are just purely shims that just happen to be the same height as the scales. And the idea is you put the two dummies under each wheel, put the scale under the third wheel and weigh it, and then just switch them over. So you weigh each wheel in turn, and then you can put those weights into the calculator. So Hangar provide a QR code here. If you scan that, you can download that and a little Excel sheet will pop up, and you can simply put the weight of the three wheels and it will calculate your CG offset. I get exactly the same number with this method as I do with the LogicRC. Taking a look inside, all the batteries are pretty much in the same place as every other one that you see. So I have moved this turbine battery back just a little, so I did have it up on the front here, so I've moved that back. But this flies really nice now, so I have no reason to need to move anything now. It flies very neutral, inverted, it's not pulling towards the floor, so I've got no reason to suggest that the CG is not correct on this now. And with the canopy off, it just needs a very light touch. So you can see here, if I just give it a light touch, it's just that's with all the batteries in, that's ready for flight, full of fuel. So a couple of final points. Thanks to some of the brands that have supported the build and our planes over the years. We've also got some 3D print detail on the back from RC 3D Print, who have come up with a nice back end on there to make it look a little bit more scale. Unilight have the lights in the wingtips and on the top, so we've got the beacons on the top and bottom, but we use the RC Light Systems controller as shown in one of the previous videos, and that gives some awesome effects which bring the whole plane to life, and when it's flying it looks really good with the lights on it. We haven't flown it in a darkened sky yet, but that should look really good.